it's gotta be it's still pretty awesome that Xavier Woods was able to respond to your post, because that's fucking awesome. But as this match continuing now, #1 contendership opportunity on the line for the Women's Championship Elimination title match. I gotta say that with the women's division, it's going in the right direction, especially with how Raw went with Charlotte finally pushing Ric Flair to the curb. I think we're finally going to get to start seeing a little bit more of a women's division than a Ric Flair-oriented division, because in my opinion, the women's division became all about Ric Flair. And so I'm kind of not surprised that they decided they needed to get Ric Flair out of there. And a kick out at 2 by Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks has been picking up and throwing down that sledgehammer. I mean, I don't know how indecisive she is, but it seems quite. Now she's just kind of watching Paige beat the crap out of Becky Lynch. She's still standing there. She's like, whatever. You know, if Becky doesn't kick out, then, you know, whatever. That's I gotta say though, getting a response from Xavier Woods, especially especially like that, it's so cool to get a response. And I am really confused on why Sasha is not even like doing anything. She's legit just standing there, watch Paige beat the crap out of Becky Lynch. I mean, and she's not even breaking up any pinfalls. That's really fucking weird. And now Becky Lynch with the reversal. And I gotta say that, oh man, Paige planting Becky. And now going for the cover again. And Sasha just kind of standing there, not doing anything. Well, you can't expect these things to go smoothly all the time. I don't know if some people were there. Some people got to see the craziness of the Hideo Itami Finn Balor crazy pin glitch that happened, which you can watch on YouTube, by the way. And that was pretty hilarious. But speaking of YouTube, I did post a couple of Pokemon Randomizer Nuzlocke Challenge episodes and my second weekly vlog post. So if you want to check those out, then by all means, go check those out. Becky Lynch tried to go for the pin, but Paige kicks out at 2. And Sasha Banks has been standing there watching this match the whole time. I don't know whether she just really does not want to go to the chamber. I don't know what exactly the problem is, but Sasha Banks is just kind of standing there doing absolutely nothing. And it's really fucking weird, I gotta say. And a kick to the face by Becky Lynch as this match continuing here has basically become a one-on-one match. And hold on, Becky Lynch blasting Sasha, who was just kind of standing there. And now I think Sasha's been introduced back into this match courtesy of Becky Lynch. And Becky Lynch planting Sasha Banks, and now Paige is the only one standing. And Paige going for the cover on Becky, and a kick out at 2 by Becky Lynch. #1 contendership opportunity on the line for the Women's Championship Elimination Chamber match. We already know 5 participants. And now Sasha Banks standing on the second rope. I am really confused on why Sasha Banks is not doing anything. But what I do know is that Becky Lynch is now in control here. And oh man, now tossing Sasha Banks. I'm hoping that eventually Sasha Banks will start actually doing something. Like Becky Lynch just needs to keep reintroducing Sasha Banks into this match. She needs to be like, you know what? Welcome back, Sasha. So that way Sasha Banks can actually have a shot at becoming one of the #1 contenders. And Paige and Becky Lynch now fighting as Sasha Banks on the ground. we have some more awesome matches, by the way. After this match is over, we got 3 matches. IC, US, and WWE Championship Elimination Chamber #1 contendership matches. As by the end of the night, we will have all of the #1 contenders for the titles named. And if you want me to download your CAW to add to the NXT brand, by all means, let me know at the end of this episode. And Sasha Banks just standing there. Paige 3, and Paige has won. So Paige is going to the chamber. So we've got our official 6 competitors in the Women's Championship Elimination Chamber match. At Extreme Rules, Natalya beat Charlotte in a submission match on My Universe mode. And Natalya ends up fighting Charlotte, Bayley, Trish Stratus, Naomi, and Paige for her Women's Championship. Will her title reign end after just 1 month? Well, coming up next, a U.S. Championship qualification match. The winner will join Kalisto, Baron Corbin, Chris Jericho, Cesaro, and RVD inside the Elimination Chamber. And if you guys want to see any in particular matches, you just got to let me know, because Raw and Smackdown before Elimination Chamber have absolutely no matches yet. But Paige ends up winning this matchup, and we're going to get ready for this U.S. title #1 contendership match, because Curtis Axel will be in action, if I remember correctly. Unless I fucked up big time, which is completely likely at this point. And Paige wins this one off the Rampage. And the Rampage is such a badass move, by the way. It's fucking amazing. Looks like it hurts like hell. I like how Sasha just immediately leaves. Like, she didn't even want to be there. She's just kind of like, oh, Paige won, bye. I'm out. See ya. Peace. Thanks for making me come out here and do absolutely nothing. Fuck all of you. Goodbye. Yep, there it is. U.S. title #1 contendership match. Curtis Axel and Neville. So Neville makes his return to WWE after having that injury to his foot, which was brutal, by the way. He did complete that match. That was pretty amazing of him to be able to complete that match. But sure enough, here tonight, #1 contendership action. Neville and Curtis Axel going head-to-head. The winner joins that that U.S. title Elimination Chamber match. As the return of Neville, ladies and gentlemen, with one of the best finishers in WWE, in my opinion. Because it is just the most dazzling and badass thing to watch, in my opinion. Like, the fact that he can hit that move is just absolutely beyond me. But here comes Neville walking his way down to the ring, a former NXT champion, as he looks to try and qualify to become U.S. champion. He has an opportunity to do so in this matchup. The question is, will he be able to do it? That's the real killer. Can Neville pull off the win in this matchup? And if you guys have missed any action so far, or have to leave and are going to miss any action, that's the wonderful thing. This is posted on YouTube. You can go back and watch all the previous episodes and all the future episodes of this show. Of course, the future episodes are only if future episodes are actually out. But future episodes will be posted on there as well. And here comes one third of the Social Outcasts. As the Social Outcasts dwindle in number, thanks to the release of one of the most idiotic superstars. Goddamn Adam Rose. But Curtis Axel's a badass, and he's on his way down to the ring, as Curtis Axel has an opportunity to put himself into the U.S. title match. He is a former Intercontinental Champion. In fact, he has done a lot here in WWE. He's a former Tag Team Champion as well. So, of course, Curtis Axel part of the one of the weirdest tag team championship reigns of all time, by the way. But Curtis Axel ready to compete one-on-one with Neville. Neville making his return to WWE. The question is, can Neville win in his return? He's got to go through Curtis Axel in order to get the job done. So this is a number one contendership match for the United States Championship Elimination Chamber, which will air this weekend, either Saturday or Sunday at noon my time, which is Mountain Time. I'm here in Utah, so I don't know what time that is for everybody watching, but be sure to check it out when that airs. If I air Raw tomorrow, which I don't know yet, I'm going to be gone the majority of the day. It very well could be all day, so I don't know if Monday Night Raw will air or not tomorrow, but if it does, then Saturday will be when we watch, or when we air Elimination Chamber. So be sure to stay tuned for that. As right now, Neville and Curtis Axel going at it. Here is Axel reversed by Neville. As so far it's been kind of an up and down day in terms of viewers on Twitch. We've had up to 8 people watch, and now we're all the way down to 3. But I gotta say that I appreciate anybody who's even watched, even for a couple of minutes, because I mean I have to appreciate any view that I can get at this point. And now it's down to 2. Apparently that wasn't a good thing to say. I don't know. But Curtis Axel and Neville going at it here, and I've got to say that Neville trying to hit that Hurricane Rana. As you can see, that poster with Axel with the little 0 and the 1 in the Royal Rumble, often imitated but never eliminated. That's Curtis Axel, and Curtis Axel, former Intercontinental Champion, which, by the way, his first victory, oh man, y'all remember it. Y'all remember his very first match. In fact, he's beaten Triple H twice, ladies and gentlemen. Not many people can say that they beat Triple H twice at the very beginning of their, well, quote-unquote career, because Curtis Axel had his career as that really terrible name Michael McGillicuddy. But when he first showed up as Curtis Axel, man, he beat Triple H twice. How many people do you know can say that they beat Triple H twice in the beginning of their, at least, Persona's career? Not many people could say that. And Curtis Axel then winning the Intercontinental Championship, and now Neville has an opportunity to stop Curtis Axel. It's going to be hard, though, because Curtis Axel is such a badass. It just makes it really difficult to win against someone as amazing and talented as Curtis Axel. I mean, there are not a lot of people who are just as good as Curtis Axel is. I mean, we got to see Curtis Axel in his full capabilities on NXT yesterday, and that was one crazy match where they kicked the Ascension's ass. Of course, I might have accidentally played that match, but still, they kicked the Ascension's ass as Slater and Axel and the great team of the Social Outcasts, I've got to say, is just absolutely terrific. But now Neville planting Axel on the outside of the ring as this match continuing here. An opportunity at the United States Championship. I mean, this is huge, and Curtis Axel very well could do this. I mean, coming up next, for those of you who are wondering whether or not you should stay, Heath Slater is in action next, baby. The one-man band. This is how we do it. But I got to say that if one of the great things, in my opinion, about this is that if you miss action, or let's just say you have to leave, for whatever reason, you can go on YouTube and check this out. Grandmaster Shaymin.